Well, YouTube, it is done. My protest has been made. You know, uh, the much more drastic move to protest what was happening. You know, um, so you need to see what I did with respects and everything. So I sold it. And Jack's Custom Chapeau is the one that bought it and everything, and it's going out. Transaction fees were absolutely ridiculous with respect to eBay and everything, but hey, that's just obscene. $91? Are you fucking kidding me? The final value fee is just absolutely ridiculous with these guys. This is one of the last times I'm actually selling on eBay and everything, but hey, you know, it's a nice send off as a seller and everything. I really don't like them. I think they charge way too much. They take way too much out of my profits and everything, and I'm not a fan of it at all with respects to this, but the tracking and everything is now uh in eBay's system and everything, and it's been dropped off. Because I just drove down to FedEx and dropped it off, and so now I'm just waiting for this to happen. Now, I want to issue a statement about why I did this and everything and why I went this far. You know, if it were just about physical media, which was part of my motivation, then I wouldn't have sold the damn thing because, you know, the point could have been made in a much simpler fashion by simply canceling PlayStation Plus subscriptions and everything. But it wasn't just about, physical media. The PlayStation 5 had literally not a single exclusive RPG, a turn-based RPG available for it. Everything else, everything, all the turn-based RPGs on the platform were available on other platforms, and there was no point to me even owning one because of that and everything. It was completely pointless and everything. What's the fucking point if I can play on the PC anyways? And my PC's more powerful than it anyways. My laptop is at this point, and so it's like, why would I want to fucking do that? Why would I want with a 5070 and 64 gigabytes of RAM, like an NVIDIA RTX 5070? I mean, that's absolutely crazy powerful. And anyways, why would I want to do that when there's not a single fucking exclusive that's available in a genre that I prefer playing in and everything? And everything for it. And the Switch 2 already has one. Now, I think we're maybe a year out from like the ARM recompiler for the Pound emulator being done, but there's still a ton of work to be done after they're done with the ARM recompiler, JIT recompiler and everything. So, they are optimizing and tweaking it to be optimizable and more so and everything. But look at this. I mean, this is we, we're we're not that deep into the Switch 2's timeline and everything, and we've already got an exclusive that's coming on September 17th and everything. And I think we're probably like 4 or 5 years out from a Switch 2 emulator really hitting the scene, so to speak. And because of that, and everything, you know, uh, I own a Switch 2 and everything. I didn't quite realize how unhackable the thing was going to be, but hey, yeah, and everything. So yeah, that's pre-ordered and everything from Fire Emblem and everything, and so is Final Fantasy Resonance and whatnot. Uh, you know, I basically what happened is I finally read the room. Sony isn't isn't doing the work to get a proper exclusive that's in genre for my preferred genre and everything. They want to sell to completely different types of gamers, and they're not interested in having exclusive intellectual property made for people with my taste and everything. And so effectively, Sony, you don't exist to me anymore. You're just not even you don't because you're not interested in making exclusives for me. You You might as well just not exist at all. You're dead to me and everything. And, you know, basically that's why I sold it and everything. It's there's no point to it. I've waited 5 years for a game to come out that would be exclusive to this particular platform. It never came, and everything that was on genre, and so, Sony can kiss my ass goodbye. I'm done. I mean, I'm fortunate that I didn't get too involved in their ecosystem, I guess, because it's so much easier to disentangle myself if I never committed to it in the first place. You know what I mean? And everything. I've got no fucking reason to play it, and anyways, just, this is insane, and yeah, so anyways, I sold it, and I'm done, with respects to all this, and I'm working on clearing out my old laptop so that my sister can play Metaphor Fantasy.